Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Jackie and thank you for watching. So this is my first ever Halloween tutorial, totally inspired by the James Charles video that he did with Kylie Jenner. So this was kind of my take on it. I just added some glitter and used completely different colors because I don't have any of the Kylie Cosmetics Halloween makeup that he used. This is how the look came out and I'm really happy with it. So if you want to see how I got this skull Halloween makeup, then just keep on watching. Okay, so I'm starting out my base using the Benefit Professional Primer. And then for foundation, I'm using the Fenty Beauty foundation. Just because I wanted to do like a lighter base, and this is definitely the lightest foundation I do have, even though it does oxidize, so it didn't really matter in the end, but I mean, we're gonna cover it all up with skull makeup anyways, so I'm just blending this all in with my Sonia Kashuk sponge. Then I'm taking the Urban Decay Naked Concealer, Naked Weightless Concealer, I don't know. Putting this under my eyes, down the bridge of my nose, forehead, and on my chin for some reason. If you're recreating this tonight, you definitely don't have to do that because that was pointless since, again, we're covering that all up with a skull. And then I'm just blending that all in with the beauty sponge. Then I'm setting everything with the Peach Perfect Matte Translucent Powder by Too Faced. I'm just applying that with my sponge and placing that everywhere that I put down concealer. And I didn't really let it bake for too long. And now I'm just dusting it off. And then I'm taking the It Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores pressed translucent powder and using that to set my entire face. Then I'm taking this eye primer. I'm not sure what it's called, but I got it in a BoxyCharm the other month. And I like it because it's super thick and it's tinted so it conceals at the same time. And it's long wearing. So then I'm setting that down with that It Cosmetics pressed powder too. Then I'm going in with this unfortunately discontinued Clay Play Face Shaping Palette from Tarte. These powders are meant for your eyes, eyebrows, and face, and that's why I chose to use it. I'm just taking the black shade and using that to fill in my eyebrows. Then I'm just setting them with some eyebrow gel from Benefit. Then I'm using Benefit's Hoola bronzer and just adding some warmth to the face and my forehead and down my nose. And then I'm taking the Smashbox Cali Contour Kit and taking that yellow shade and just using that to further set under the eyes and just brighten it all up and go over the nose contour to make it a little more natural. And then I'm setting the base with Mario Badescu Rose Water. Then I'm taking the new Morphe 35M palette. I'm taking this light brown shade and using that as my initial transition color and just building this up in the crease with a long-haired fluffy brush. And then I'm taking like this rosy coral shade from that Morphe palette and using this to start adding some color and building up that crease even more. And I'm starting to focus these colors more on the outer corner as well, and then just dragging them inward towards, like in the crease, towards the inner corner. Then I'm taking this bright orange shade in the palette and doing the same thing that I just did with that coral shade. Then jumping into the Jaclyn Hill and Morphe original palette, I'm taking the purple in the palette and packing this on in the outer corner. Then going back into the other Morphe palette and taking this matte purple and using that to help blend out the purple from the Jaclyn palette. The purple from the Jaclyn palette is a shimmer shade and it wasn't blending out as well as I wanted it to, but the purple from the Morphe palette, the 35M palette, wasn't as dark as I wanted it, so that is why I'm layering them. So also when James Charles did Kylie Jenner's makeup, he used her Halloween collection, and I don't have any of that, but I would say this Morphe 35M palette is a really great dupe for the colors in the Kylie palette. And then taking the bright shimmer orange shade from that Morphe palette and spraying my brush with some MAC Fix Plus. I'm just packing this all in the inner portion of the lid. And then throughout this whole process, after I put down a color, I go back with my previous brushes and just blend it all out like I'm doing here, just making sure everything blends seamlessly together and all merges well together. And it goes into a nice gradient and fade into one another. So now I'm just on a pencil brush taking that bright orange shade and dusting this all on my lower lash line. And then using the purple from the Jaclyn palette, I'm pressing this tight up against my lower lashes with a definer brush. And then taking that matte purple from the Morphe palette, I'm just blending that all out on the lower lash line. Then I'm taking a purple Stila Cosmetics eyeliner and using that to line my waterline and tightline. And then I'm just going to be curling my lashes and adding some mascara to the lower and upper lashes using the Hourglass Caution mascara. And here's a very blurry picture of my completed eyes. Alright, so moving on to the skull, I'm taking the NYX Wonder Pencil and just tracing the outline of what the skull is going to be. And as I'm doing this, I'm looking at the picture, or actually just a still shot from the video that James Charles did with Kylie Jenner. And where that point in that upper line, I kind of line that up with the outer corner of my eye for reference. And then just doing the same thing to the other side, using what I already did on my face as a reference now because I'm trying to make it as even as possible. So then taking this NYX liquid eyeliner in white, I'm just using that to draw on the teeth now. So when you're doing this, basically you just want to draw like little houses. Please ignore my cat is screaming at me during this. And I did 6 on top and 6 on the bottom. And then just adding some little extras on the side just to kind of elongate the mouth. And then I'm using the NYX Jumbo pencil. I forget what the shade name is, but it's just a white. I'm using that to fill in all the little teeth. And just packing this on my lips too because I'm kind of using this as a lipstick. Then going back in with that white eyeliner and just kind of elongating the points of all the teeth to make it more defined. Then I'm taking MAC Pro Emphasize powder and just using that to set that NYX Jumbo pencil because I was going out, so if I didn't set this and I was going to be drinking all night, it would have came off or faded. So I just wanted to make sure that this would stay in place. And now here I'm just tracing out the nose using that white eyeliner. And then taking a black liquid liner from NYX, I'm just tracing against that nose outline in black to add the shadow. So I'm basically just going right up against the white. I'm not going over it. And then going back to the white eyeliner, I'm just tracing over that outline that we did with the NYX Wonder pencil on my face. So you want to make sure that you do all your highlights, so everything in white first, and then you add the shadows because you can't really go back after adding shadows. It's going to be really difficult. This is just like the easy way to do things. And then same thing that I did with the nose. I'm just taking the black eyeliner from NYX and now tracing up against all the white lines like I did with the nose. I'm not going over those white lines. I'm just going next to it and making sure it's on the inside of the highlights. I don't want to go on the outside. And then now I'm just adding some shadows to the teeth. Like I'm just adding black lines in between them all so they're more defined and you can see each individual tooth. And then adding a little bit of liner in between them as well, like you see that I did on top. And this is just to add more definition to them and more shadows. And then going in with Makeup Geek Corrupt Shadow. I'm going to use that with a small smudger brush to add the shadow in between each of the teeth, just because it was a lot easier to blend and get that fade that I was looking for with shadow as opposed to the liquid liner. Then I'm just taking that black liner again and filling in the nose. And then I'm taking this Pure Masquerade palette that we got in the BoxyCharm this month and taking that purple blush shade and using this to fill in all the white space on my face. And then taking the purple from the Jacqueline palette and adding more shadow along the black lines. So basically I just wanted to fade in from a darker purple to a lighter purple. Really quickly, while I was gone, I actually did some more shading with some more purple and on my nose too with Makeup Geek Curfew. And then also just deepened up along these edges here with Makeup Geek Corrupt. Then I'm taking Stila, what is this, the Glitter and Glow eyeshadow in the shade Fairy Tale. It's like a blackened lavender shade, and I'm just placing this all in the center of the skull and just blending this all out with a buffer brush to add some glitter to the look. And I'm putting this on like my nose and chin too. And then I'm going to put it on all the little teeth. And then taking the Anastasia Aurora palette and going in with the shade Lyra, which is like the orange highlight. I'm going to put this on the inner corner of my eyes. And then going into the Anastasia Moonchild palette and taking the shade Blue Moon. I'm going to use that to highlight the brow bone. And then taking Purple Horseshoe from the Moonchild palette, I'm going to highlight my face with that. Just my cheekbones and above the brow. Thank you everyone for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And so thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.